On a obviously a very, very big result for you tonight. I know you said that, look, he didn't get under your skin and it didn't bother you and that sort of thing, but this was a very kind of heated buildup all along. I wonder, how much sweeter it is to be the result over that guy, or is it just the fact that you've got this title defense under your belt?
What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for being here. To answer your question, it was good to it's good to move past all of that. I'm going to be honest. This was what kept me sane all 6-7 months. Whenever this fight, I knew this fight was going to happen. This is what kept me sane, is this moment right here after the fight. That's what I look forward to. This is the addictive moment. This is what keeps me doing this. Yeah, there was a lot emotionally. A lot that he said. This one, and I meant it. This one's for the world. This one's for the people of Brazil. This one is for my former manager. This one is for my family. This one is for my recent manager. This one is for everybody. And when you push hate and you push separation, love and unity does win sometimes. And tonight it won.
Back and forth, ebbs and flows in this fight. The fifth round, he actually started out pretty well in that fifth round, and the scores were all over the place. I'm sure you've probably heard by now, 3-1 one way, 1-3 the other, 2-2. So I'm just curious, because it seemed like something changed in that fifth round, that you were able to snag momentum and then get the finish. Was there a physical moment that you saw or a mental moment that you had that you said, I got to go?
I try not to ever lose a round, which is why I've been dominant, since the beginning of my career. I think in there, like I said, when I say I'm self-made, I mean my mind. No one has to tell me what I need to do mentally. I do this for the sheer fact of me competing, and everyone, since this fight got signed, this Colby's gas tank has got a crazy gas tank. My motherfuckers, I got a gas tank too. What are y'all talking about? And once we got in there, after that third round, I'm looking across. I'm barely breathing hard. And I'm like, where's this gas tank at? Everybody's talking about this gas tank. Where's this gas? I was actually waiting for him to wrestle, but I knew that he knew if he wrestled with me, he was going to gas out, and I was going to knock him out a lot quicker than that. Tyron Woodley has better accolades wrestling than he does, and you saw what happened in that fight. He knew he couldn't wrestle with me. And striking with me, and that was his best chance, and, we saw what happened there.
Probably no surprise he didn't love the stoppage, but I'm not anybody that loses.
Oh, he didn't?
He didn't. But what did you think? I mean, you're right there on top of it. Tell us what you saw and what you thought of the stoppage.
Oh, he was leaking under there. He was hurt bad. He was trying to hang on to as a wrestler, if you're underneath someone, you want to hang on to a leg. And he wasn't even on a leg. That's why I was landing free shots to the, right behind the ear. I was landing them. And, great stoppage by Mark Goddard. That's why he's one of the best referees out there. He's there to protect you, even though you're dumb enough to not protect yourself. So
I know you want to take some time and enjoy this moment for sure. This is a big result for you, but we always are looking to what's next. There's a guy in your division that's become a huge star this year in Masvidal. Do you think that's the name that makes sense for you most right now, or what do you see next for yourself?
Who?
Masvidal?
Man, there's a lot of tough guys in the division. A lot of tough guys. I mean, let's be honest. If you're talking about someone who's deserving, Leon Edwards hasn't lost since he fought me. He's been finishing guys. And he's now found himself in the position that I found myself in a little over a year ago. Is everyone knew that I was one of the toughest guys out there, and they didn't want to gamble and take that risk on me. And so, right now I'm sitting above looking at all these guys, and they're kind of, all in that pool. Very tightly, contested. So, they just need to break out. And, I'm waiting for whoever Dana and the organization feel is the next guy for me. And I'll be happy. I never turned down a fight, and especially now I'm the champion. And so if they said this is the next guy, then, hey, that's the next guy. But, I need to go home. I need to love on my daughter. This has taken a lot. My family's been through a whole lot, and I've been through a lot mentally. But of course, it's what champions do. We block it out, and we come out and we perform.
Kamaru, do you have to give thought to the fact that you might have to go through this again because it was a great fight, fight of the night type fight? Colby was doing well in the 5th round before you stepped it up. I mean, there would have been a scenario he could have won that fight. Do you feel like this may be something that you may have to do again? And mentally, how tough would that be to think he's going to be in your future still?
Not that tough. I mean, like I said, I was sitting there like, where's his gas tank at this whole time? I was fresh. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I think it was the beginning of the 4th or maybe the 5th. I'm hopping around. I'm like, I felt fresh. I'm hopping around. I'm like, I'm looking across. I'm like, where is this gas tank? Where is this gas tank? I haven't seen this yet. Oh, I don't see it. So you know what? I'm going to turn up one more level. But honestly, let's just dissect everything that he's gone through. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to be able to carry all that negativity, to carry all that act, that whole fake bravado. It takes a whole lot out of you. To be able to come in here and try to fight. Now imagine now what he's going to be going through. That takes a lot out of you physically and mentally. And so we'll see. I mean, he's a tough guy. I always give him his credit. I think he's a very, very tough fighter, but, on to the next.
Any idea what punch or kick maybe broken his jaw?
I have no idea. I was going in there to try to take his head off. This was a bona fide mano-a-mano fight. He said a lot of things, and and I wanted to make him pay. I said all week. I was going to punish him for 4.5 rounds, and I was going to get him out of there. That's exactly what I did.
Did you know the jaw was broken?
No, I didn't care. I was going to keep trying to hit him till I stopped him.
And then just lastly for me, the punch that you hit him with to knock him down the first time in the 5th round, was that the best punch you've ever thrown? Because, I mean, it seemed like, you threw that little jab and then you waited a second and boom, you popped the right hand on top of it. And, I mean, he went down really, really hard. Was that, you think, the best right hand you've ever thrown?
No. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. It was just a matter of me just kind of, looking. Like the whole time I was rushing a lot. Like, so that fight looked closer, right? It looked closer than a lot of people thought. Just because I was rushing a lot of things, I was kind of off balance. I was kind of trying to find my timing because I was waiting for him to try to wrestle. I knew he would be in trouble if he did. So he didn't. He wanted to stand with me and go mano-a-mano. And, he surprised me a little bit. He was hitting me with shots, and I was like, oh, shit, this motherfucker, he got some things. I knew he was a tough kid, but if you guys noticed, that was the same right hand I hit Damian Maia with. It's not really, I didn't really step into it, not full power. It was just a matter of seeing what he's doing, kind of slip around and just stick it straight through like a javelin, and then boom, I hit him and it sat him down. It's not even my best punch, too. That's probably like my 3rd or 4th best punch.
Come over here to your right. End of the 1st round and the 2nd round quite a bit. You started working the body a lot. Do you feel like that paid dividends later on in the fight? Yeah,
I'm a good body puncher, and I kind of caught myself headhunting a little bit more just because, like I said, it was a mano-a-mano fight, But yeah, once I go to the body, I love going to the body. And once I started going to the body, I knew he couldn't take too many of them because I hit hard to the body, very, very hard. And I just knew he couldn't take too many more of those.
There was the eye poke in the 3rd round, and then there was the end of the 3rd round where he accused you of poking him in the eye. It didn't look like on the replay there was an eye poke there, but what happened in that sequence? And then you guys kind of got in each other's face a little bit.
No, we were exchanging, and it wasn't a deliberate. I know he didn't do it on purpose. It wasn't a straight on eye poke like that. His finger kind of was curled, and it caught the top, like in the top of my eyelashes into my eye. And, and I couldn't see momentarily, but then I started opening my eyes and I could see, but I was still kind of glazed over. And I'm asking the doc, like, just wipe this shit off so I can keep going, so I can get going. And he's trying to talk to me. Are you okay? Wipe the shit off. Let me get going. So eventually he did. He was complaining about an eye poke, but it wasn't an eye poke. I know it wasn't an eye poke. And so that's why I said, who's breaking now? He likes to say guys are breaking, and I'm like, who's breaking now? Because I know damn well that wasn't no eye poke.
And were there any key moments you think in the fight that were momentum changing or anything like that?
Yeah, there was a couple. Once I, he got a couple of flurries in there. He landed a couple of combinations, and they just kind of, there were punches that boom, boom, they kind of hit me, but they didn't hurt me or anything like that. I was just kind of calculating and taking it in like, damn, okay, he worked on his boxing. He got a little shit here, but I started hitting him to the body and I could feel him kind of, I'm like, oh, Nelly, I'm coming.
Do you remember when that was, when you felt that?
I think in the third round, a couple of times in the third round, I hit him with the right to the body, boom, and he was just like, and I'm like, ooh, it's going to be a long night, and so I just kind of put my foot on the gas, and, I wanted to get him out of there, and, God willing, we did. We got it out of there.
And then the last thing for me, the crowd was chanting USA, and it seemed like it was for him. You're an American citizen. You've been here for a long time.
It's for me, too. What you talking about? They was chanting USA for me. Let's be honest. I've said it time and time again. I'm more American than him. I am what it means to be an American. I'm an immigrant that come here and work my ass off tirelessly to get to the top, and I'm still prevailing. And so that's what it means to be an American. It's not necessarily, just because you're born here, you feel privileged is what it means to be an American. No. I told him, none of these guys work harder than me. That's what it means to be an American. I work my ass off, and I'm going to continue to work my ass off, and obviously with good integrity. I don't have to walk around like a punk and say certain things and abuse the whole country or abuse the whole world and talk about people and religions and things like that. I don't have to, I'm going to walk with integrity because at the end of the day, I want everyone that's watching me, every eye that's on me to look at me and say, you know what? That's what we want to be. That's the example that we like. And so, I'm more American than him. So when they were chanting USA, you damn sure better believe that was because of me.
Kamaru, talking about the body attack right over here, right in the middle, right over here. Here you go. I really liked what I saw you doing there. Why do you think we don't see more of that in MMA?
You got to test it to their trainers, whoever's fighting. If their trainers work with them and attacking the body, then, hey, they'll do it. I guess you practice what you preach. So if you go in there and you want to fight like that, then you better practice it.
And you were staying diligent. You were punching to the body and you were kicking to the body. That's one thing I noticed. You kept focused on that. And they say kill the body and the head will go. So I really like that. Was there a point that you were unsure about how the fight was going to end? You started out good and then he came back at you. You stayed very composed. But did you have an idea early on that you were the better striker? A lot of people said you weren't going to be the better striker.
Oh, yeah. I knew for sure I was a better striker. I've had some injuries in previous fights, and so, guys, I'm being honest with you guys. I'm the best wrestler in the division by far. I'm the toughest guy in the division by far. And some of those other guys, I could get away with just wrestling and breaking these guys, But this one was a little more personal. This one I wanted to be mano-a-mano. If I wanted to take him down, I could have taken him down in there. I faked down a couple of times, and he bit on him pretty good. And I'm just like, I could get it, but you know what? No, let's stand up. This is mano-a-mano. I need to get him out of there.
Did he ever hurt you with anything?
No, he never hurt me, but he hit me with a couple of shots, and got my attention. Like, you better get on your P's and Q's. This dude, he came to fight. So he never hurt me with anything, but I knew I hurt him with a couple of shots.
Last question for me. Colby himself, as well as some media sources, were talking about the fact that you were the one that had the pressure on you. Everyone hated him. No one cared. People didn't necessarily expect he could win, but everyone wanted you to win. As you were saying, guys, everywhere you went were saying, you got to beat this guy down. You got to kill this guy. How much pressure did you feel? How heavy was it on your shoulders that you absolutely had to beat this man?
It was a lot of pressure. Let's be honest. No one wants to lose to that guy. Come on, guys. No one wants to lose to that guy. So it was a lot of pressure, but hey, guys, this is what champions do. You have to be able to withstand all that pressure. You got to rise to the occasion, and you've got to show everyone why you're the champion. And I did that tonight.
Must be a good feeling, though, to get that pressure off your back right now.
Absolutely. Get that monkey off my back.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Kamaru, to your right. Is it more satisfying to earn the belt, or is it more satisfying to keep the belt, to defend it?
Well, I think I earned the belt both times. So, that's more satisfying. A lot of guys think about, once they get the belt to become champion, they're like, oh, I need to defend it. I need to defend it. Right from the beginning of the time, once I got this belt, my goal was to never think about defending Because if you're defending, you're feeling like, oh, I need to hold on to this. I need to hold on to this. So when guys get in there, they don't really let go because they just don't want to lose. They're like, oh, I don't want to lose this. No, each and every time I step in there, I'm fighting like I'm a new contender. And so I'm going to continue to do that, as long as my body lets me do it.
Earlier this week, you said that Leon Edwards was the toughest competitor that you faced. Do you feel that way still, having known that Colby fought the good portion of that fight with a broken jaw?
Yeah. Yeah, because, with Colby, I only had to use one arsenal to fight him tonight. Leon Edwards, he's a guy that, you got to wrestle him sometimes. He's very, very sharp. He's a tough, talented guy. I'll give him his props. So in order for me to break Leon Edwards, I had to wrestle him sometimes. But, when I mix it up, these guys can't hang with me right now. So I'm just going to go back to the drawing board. I'm going to continue to grow and get better and be the champion that everybody wants to see.
And finally, do you find it poetic at all that he's going to have his mouth wired shut?
Hey, you said it right on the money. You hit it right on the money. No, at the end of the day, honestly, I'm going to be real with you guys. Before I step into that cage, I pray every time. I pray not just for my safety, I pray for their safety as well. And, it's unfortunate that he has to go back home and wire that jaw shut. But, hey, the pressure was on him tonight. You said a lot of things, so you have to come in there and you have to back it up. And so, he was humbled. I like to think he was humbled, but, I wish him the best. No ill will. Onwards and upwards. Right when I came in, my dad came. My dad worked for us to get us all over here. We became citizens, right? Yeah, I mean, we were kids when we came in. It was because he was in the military, so it took it took a while. But when you're 8 years old, you don't really give a shit. You just want to be with your family. So, I let my dad be the one to take care of all of that.
Kamaru, you mentioned that right. You mentioned that you won this belt for everybody. For all your colleagues, for the country of Brazil, all of that. I'm curious, leading up to fight week, not asking you to betray any confidences, but can you share some of the specific messages or DMs that people shared with you in support of your fight against Colby? And did anyone really random reach out to you to wish you luck in this fight?
A ton of guys reached out to me. A ton of his teammates. Let me go in my Brazilian accent. Brother, please kill this motherfucker. Please, brother. Go in my UK accent. Bruv. Kill this lad, bruv. It's all over the place. My Nigerian, brother. Oh, God, kill this guy. It was all over the place. I was in Dominican Republic. These guys can't even speak English. These guys like, my friend, please, you have to kill this guy, please, my friend. Everywhere I went, that's all I got. So it was a lot of pressure. But, at the end of the day, I had to be able to separate myself from that, actually go in the cage and compete. That's it. All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you, the good, the bad, whoever is writing. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I'm going to have a good one, too.